bad big brother because his night out is spending the night at the sheep barn at the state fair. Great! Come here, buddy.
Top 10 reasons Rage is a bad big brother to young Eric.
Poor little Eric is just constantly picked on because his older brother is just so stupid.
Pretty good. All right, let me take two more. Good morning. Top 10 reasons Rage is a bad big brother to young Eric.
This me?
Yep.
Because Eric has a wider vocabulary than his big brother.
Top 10 reasons Rage is a bad big brother to young Eric. Go right ahead, caller.
Because he shows his brother how to pick up guys.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Here's the number one. The number one reason Rage is a bad big brother to young Eric. Rage keeps giving Eric radio advice, and Eric keeps butting in with corrections.
That's right.
There we go.
And everyone can go to hell.
Top 10 reasons. Thank you. The United Ray Foundation. Big Brothers, Big Sisters program. Rage is a big brother to young Eric today. Thank you, listeners. Very funny.
Hey, kids, what time is it?
The alarm clock screams and there's a cat butt in my face. I don't want to get up, face the human race. I take a shower, I take a pee, I drink some coffee, watch some TV. But nothing seems to keep my eyes open. Nothing seems to get my blood flowing. Called up a friend of mine and asked what lights a fire under your behind. He says he spells relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster.
Welcome and thank you for choosing.
Testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature and there's no cure.
There are 2 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. I took my friend's advice to heart. I bought myself an FM radio. Now every weekday starts with a visit from the morning disaster show. And now I spell relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. She got gas and breast and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature, but there's no cure. But they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster.
Yes, hello. It is Ray Lytle's morning disaster. How you guys doing? I am here. Yay. On a Tuesday morning at a little bit after 8 o'clock. We are on the air. How are you, Nick?
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you, my friend. And hello, Jason.
Good morning.
It is as I said, it's a Tuesday. We are here. We are COVID free. Although the president has
COVID free since 8:03.
Although the president started out the morning tweeting basically, if you haven't had COVID, you're a pussy. You're not like me, a man. I got COVID and I fought it and I won. We have to learn to live with this disease. Sure.
He wasn't struggling breathing when he ripped his mask off in a defiant stance.
I just
Douchebag.
I cannot believe that this is what it's. I just cannot believe that this is what it's come for. This is what it's come to.
petty child fuckface.
That's the strategy. That's the strategy to win. I don't know.
And he's not even through the 2 weeks.
No, I mean, there he could drop.
The worst is actually yet to come
Yes.
for him.
I don't know. You just wonder. You wonder
It's
what.
amazing how you feel when you're shot up with steroids. Of course you're going to feel good.
What horrible fate waits this man? I don't know. But yeah, we should learn to, according to his tweets, we should learn to get over it. We should just, by the way, I was listening to the
only thing you can do
replay.
is stay positive.
I was listening to the replay and I didn't even start the pregame show because I was so enthralled by what Rocky was saying. By the way, he was absolutely correct. Rocky was guessing what was going to happen. He was 100% spot on with what happened.
He's a prophet.
He predicted it. I mean, even predicted the shit he was going to say. It's what he's saying this morning. It's unbelievable. And that's how we start the day with and by the way, Trump he's out of the hospital. He's still highly contagious, but he's out of the hospital and working back at the White House. Could you imagine
And infecting everybody else.
Did you hear? They have one of the maids of the White House has gotten it now. The press secretary has gotten it. There's a bunch of people working in the West Wing that are all sick.
He's probably
Just
looking
quarantine the
everything
whole
in the
White
office. He's probably looking everything in the office and making people touch it.
Still, you guys, you're sick. I'm sick. Just come into work. It won't make a difference.
And we'll all be sick together.
Unbelievable. I see Rocky. How you doing, Rocky?
Great. How are you doing?
You were totally correct in what you guessed was going to happen and how he was going to handle this. And
be more specific. Was it the Big Brother prediction, the Proud Boys prediction, the Trump with the mask prediction? Because they all came true, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I have another prediction.
All right.
The next time I predict something, I'm still going to get laughed at. That's my next prediction. That's only been going on for about 40 years now.
I wasn't laughing at any of your predictions.
By the way, still 100% that he has COVID?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell he's got, I mean, he returns to the White House and takes off his mask. And then Nick was talking about this earlier. And then he's sitting there going, you could see him.
I still haven't seen the cartoon of him punching the COVID ball thing, though.
Okay.
I'm waiting for that. Somebody's got to do that.
Yeah, they got that. I saw it this morning. He is Rocky Balboa. All right. And they put the COVID face on top of Ivan Drago's body.
Oh, so there is one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's several of them. There's another one where it's actually.
I looked. I didn't see one.
It's actually Donald Trump, and the COVID is on Vince McMahon's face from the wrestling from that was 2003 or whatever when Trump was part of
the Battle of the Billionaires.
Yeah.
Chat room's awfully quiet about my prediction coming absolutely, completely 100% true.
Unbelievable. Yeah, they're saying that Rocky predicted the Big Brother show too.
But it's like, of course. I mean, he's the president, so he's getting tested regularly.
Yeah.
And they got the COVID immediately, right before it did any damage. So of course he's going to be healthy, and it's going to be minor. And of course he's going to walk out and not say that. He's not going to say that. No, he's going to walk out, rip off the mask, talk about how he's awesome and how he beat COVID and it's nothing. And it's a real slap in the face to anybody that's got family members or whatever that have passed away from this.
This is his wink and a nod to other wealthy white people to let them know, hey, if we get COVID, you're going to be all right. That's what it is. It's also a wink and a nod to everybody say, hey, if you're black or Mexican or poor, you're fucked.
And the problem is the poor part of that we'll be sitting there like, yeah, Trump 2020.
You're right. No, you're
When
right.
he says rich people, he's talking about me. I just got a bonus, $100. Yeah, good times.
That's the stuff that he's talking about. I see the lovely Doran has joined us.
Good morning.
She looks very sultry today. You look good. Look at you.
Exhausted.
Why are you so tired? You've been working too much.
I have. I didn't get home until 9:20 last night. So
Good Lord.
and my son, we were down in Carlinville, by the way. Your Wi-Fi sucks down there. I don't know who's your provider, what is going on down there, but oh my God. So he got kicked out of science class just for internet glitch, and we couldn't get back on. And my mom, of course, doesn't have Wi-Fi. So I didn't feel right him going to the bar next door to the salon to finish school. So I know their internet's good over there. It just didn't seem quite right. So yeah, so we had to get home last night, and he's still working on yesterday's assignments. So
Well, that sucks. I'm sorry.
yeah, I came home, went to bed, got up, threw it together, and good morning.
Yeah, you look. Your hair looks good.
It's yeah, I slept on it. Thanks.
Oh. I say you look like you woke up and showered and got yourself ready. You look good today.
I did. Aren't you proud of me?
Yeah. You're one step ahead of me. I'll tell you what. I can't remember the last time. In all honesty, I can't. Rocky, I'll ask the same question to you. When's the last time you woke up and took a shower before doing something?
Every morning.
Oh,
I take a shower before I get on camera.
You take a shower every morning? Oh, I never.
Well, yeah, before I do this.
I never shower in the morning. I never.
Oh, well, thank you for that. No wonder that hair.
I can't remember. I cannot remember.
Run the fingers through it and the hair stays. Yeah. I thought it was just like a formula you
No,
put in it. I thought you were using product.
I take a shower at night, but I can't remember the last time I can't remember the last time I took something in the morning to get ready to do this. I'm serious.
I can't wake up. Like
Really?
the shower helps like revive me and wake me up. Otherwise I wouldn't get nothing done.
I like how Brent goes. Last time Rocky showered was this morning. He's not a piece of shit, Ray. Somehow I'm implying that I am the piece of shit. I don't. I seriously, I don't wake up in the morning and take a shower and go do anything. It's just, it's not what I do.
Everybody has their own routine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, my routine is the unemployment routine.
What about when you were employed and you used to come to the radio station?
Oh
Were
yeah,
you-
I took
were
a
you
shower
st-
then. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had to just to wait. Like during the disaster years, just to wake up. But I'll tell you, during WMAY, no. I wasn't happy. When I'm happy, I tend to wake up and take a shower and get ready and go about my business.
That's true. I've heard depressed people bathe less. They care less about hygiene and
Yeah,
it's
I think-
depression.
Really?
Depression is
Yeah.
overtaking.
I don't think I'm depressed.
my oldest son actually suffers from major depression, and when he has his moments, he will not take a shower for weeks.
Weeks. Oh my God, poor
Yeah.
kid.
Oh yeah, until we can, unless he gets his medicine adjusted, and then he's pretty good.
That
Man, there must have
sucks.
been a bunch of clinical depression going on in the disaster era. Because,
Probably.
woo, what was going on in that little
Well,
studio we had?
I think that's because
When I was growing up, I remember we used to take baths like twice a week, but that wasn't depression. That was just, we were in Granite City. But yeah, I mean, twice a week.
was just-
That's when, I mean,
that was
it was
just
usually
life.
like in the middle of the week and then on Sunday night.
Well, that used to be the way they used to do it back in the day. Like, it was Saturday night bath time, and they'd have
Yeah.
one big tub of water.
they'd all
And-
share it.
The oldest got to go first, and then the youngest got to go last. So
What do you
got
put the
that-
youngest first? Gross.
No, they put, yeah, no. Well, that's what the whole saying is, says don't throw the baby out with the bath water, because you would wash the baby last.
In the dirty
Oh,
bath.
wow.
And
In the dirty, yeah.
everybody
dirty
pissing in the tub, and oh my God, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, and the baby's just probably been laying in some cradle all day or whatever and nothing. And the dad's been out working on the farm and sweating and
hmm
Thanks,
I
guys.
think it should have been the other way around. Wash
Yeah.
the baby first, definitely.
Well, it should have been changing the water in between every bather.
No, that wasn't an option.
is what
In an
it should
ideal
have.
world.
Right.
If you're one of the Rockefellers, I guess you can change the bathwater after every.
If you were a Rockefeller, oh my goodness.
No, I just forgot about that. I just literally just now remembered that. I think we did share. I think it was me and my sister maybe or whatever, where the bathtub would still be full. That was when I was real little.
And you
though.
got into the bathtub with the dirty water. We had 6 kids growing up. I never remember having to use dirty bath water. My parents always, my mother always made sure that we could at least. I remember having to wait until the water warmed up because the kid in front of me used
all that
all
water. You didn't catch it and boil it on the stove.
Nope.
Oh, for
Nope.
shame.
Nope. I remember waiting for the water to warm up. And I remember taking a shower or bath in only a little bit of water because there wouldn't be enough left. There wouldn't be enough hot water coming out to fill the tub all the way.
In the hot water heater. Okay, yeah.
So I do remember that, but I don't remember getting into used dirty water to shower or to clean up. That would be disgusting. I feel bad for my wife because she has to, because I'll go in there and shower before, and then she has to take a bath after I shower. Oh, and I just can't even imagine how bad that. She has to scrub the tub like it's like it's in Chernobyl. She has to scrub it that hard before she gets in. I'm smelling all kinds of chemicals. Like, what is that? She goes, "Oh, I just had to clean the tub." And I go, "What are you cleaning?" "Oh, it was just dirty." It's her way of not wanting to insult me for, following the tub.
I remember when I was like 12 years old, I saw a movie or a TV show or something where these real elegant people had like candles around the, a big, jacuzzi like bathtub. So I thought I'd be all sophisticated as a 12-year-old and put some candles up on the bathtub or whatever. And my father found that out, was, "Oh boy, ain't gonna be satisfied till he burns down the shitter. The hell you putting candles?"
Well,
so yeah, no more candle baths.
Well, he was traumatized. I'm sure. I mean, that had to be when he found out his son was gay. I mean, all of a sudden you got a bunch of candles around the bathtub. And you're at 12 years old, you had candles around the bathtub.
Yeah, I had feathered hair when I was in the 4th grade, so you already knew.
I never could get hair feathering down.
My sister was a beautician.
Oh,
So guess who was the model?
You were the guinea
I
pig.
made the mistake, and I said, she was like, I'm talking about hair. Again, I'm 9 years old, and she's talking about what hairstyles do you? And I made the mistake of just pointing at some guy on some soap opera, Days of Our Lives, and he had a part in the middle, and it was kind of combed back. Well, she turned that into like, and this was school picture day. This was school picture time. She sprayed it.
Oh God. I'd love to see that school picture. Oh, yeah. I don't remember ever sharing bath water. We had to share a lot of shit, though. I'll tell you that. I remember getting yelled at because I wanted a new toothbrush.
Really?
Yeah, I was yelled at. Like, who the
Those
hell do
get a
you
new
think you are?
toothbrush every couple of months.
And I go.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until after I'd moved out.
Yeah.
And like had lived on my own for like 10 years. Oh, you're supposed to change these out more than like once every 4 years.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to wait till the bristles are all, bristles
Like
are all
flat and bent over.
sideways.
No.
That was what it was for me. Is I
Oh, my
had the same toothbrush for like 6 years, and I was a child, and I go, "Hey, can I get a new
Yeah.
toothbrush?" "Well, what the hell? Who the hell do you think you are?"
The brush is making my gums bleed.
I'm like, "Can I
No,
get?"
you use that old one for so long, and then you would get a new one, and that would make your gums. You'd be blood all over it. You're like, I don't want this new toothbrush.
We'll get a new toothbrush when the toilet toothbrush is all worn away.
I was told, "Don't you know that toothpaste has chemicals in it that kill all that dirty stuff on your toothbrush? You're fine." I'm like, good Lord, you're trying to get out of spending 25 cents for a fucking toothbrush. So I went and shoveled snow and bought my own toothbrush because it seemed to be, and then by the way, then I know all my brothers were using my fucking new toothbrush. I know every one of them was putting that toothbrush in their mouth because I had the new one.
Well, at least they weren't scrubbing the rim of the toilet with it.
Yeah, for all I know, maybe they were.
Probably were.
I don't want to think about it. All these years later, it would horrify me.
No, I've done that. Not with my own, but with someone else's. More than once.
Yeah, I mean, you have a party or something at your house, you know someone's taking your toothbrushes.
Oh, no, I
You gotta
hide all
hide
that
that
kind of
stuff.
stuff if I have people over. I have 2 bathrooms, so they just use the one that in the main part of the house. Nobody goes in my bathroom.
I can't remember when we went to a house party.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember someone in my group not taking the toothbrushes and putting the toothbrush in their ass or
Oh, who does that?
Yeah. Oh, I could tell you
No.
the person in my crew that would think it was hysterical. They would scratch their ass with the toothbrush at a house party.
Ew.
And I always
Just
go, I say, you're gonna hurt your ass. And he'd go, the pain of hurting my ass is never gonna make me feel as good as knowing that fucker's gonna put that toothbrush in his mouth. I go, well, all right. And then I'd always think, what the hell are you doing when you go to my house? Good Lord. Yeah. So my brothers were upset when I got the new toothbrush, but I bought it myself. One of my brothers, though, he didn't care. He never brushed his teeth. I brushed mine. I always wanted to have good teeth, even when I was young, And, but boy, asking for a new toothbrush was like asking someone to cut an arm off and give it to you. Hey, Ma, can I have a new arm? No. What do you think? Arms are made on trees? Use your dirty.
When your brother's done with his arm, you can have it.
No. Don't you know they put stuff in the toothpaste? They put stuff in the toothpaste to clean everything. Just take a bath in toothpaste.
I clean my jewelry with toothpaste.
Yeah, I mean, toothpaste has ammonium in it, and that,
Did you also know that it can dry up a pimple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know there's some
toothpaste
amazing
on it.
stuff with toothpaste. It's
There's
disgusting.
all kinds of things you can do with toothpaste.
I mean, I would never put toothpaste on a pimple, but
Why not?
I have heard that before.
It does dry it out. That's great.
I get to go to the dermatologist today.
Why does your face smell like Colgate?
Maybe wouldn't it be funny if I go to the dermatologist and the dermatologist actually says, well, it's really simple. Just put toothpaste on your nose and you won't have that redness. I would legitimately laugh. No, I have after I work out today, I work out right after the show. And then after workout, I have to go to a dermatologist appointment where they're going to let me know why. If you look close on camera, you can tell that my nose is all red again. And this is a problem that has been happening for a while, so
Interesting.
they're going to work it out. I'll tell you what
Is it painful?
I'll tell you what herpes strain it is, Doran. What's causing it?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Is it painful at all, or is it just?
Yeah, it is.
really
It is.
bad?
It's if it was just the discolor, if it was just getting discolored, I would deal with it. But it's painful. It's getting, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost scaly.
It's
Turn
my
into Swamp
professional
Thing.
opinion,
Yeah,
it's
I-
probably
I-
a form of eczema. What?
I am becoming Swamp Thing.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, I don't know. Rocky got the picture. Look at that hair.
I was trying to find a scan, but I guess I didn't scan it or whatever. I thought I did, but yeah, there
Is
you go.
that a member of the DeFranco family? Look at that good-looking kid.
That is
Heartbeat, it's a love
fantastic.
beat.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
that is
love
great.
beat. Look at that hair. That's
Yeah.
the best.
See, now you just screwed yourself out of a bunch of money because Brent in the chat said he would have paid good money to see that.
That was
Oh,
previous.
that's fantastic. Look at that. Boy, look at
My
that.
mom did not like that hair at all. I loved it. I thought I was a hippie.
Look at
I
that.
thought that's
Oh
my
my
kiss. That was my
God.
kiss era.
How do you have a member of your family who's a hairdresser and yet your hair gets that long?
She was pissed too. I wouldn't let her cut it. And then when I did, look what happened.
How old? Well, you're because you had
Turned
a.
into like Mary Lou Retton hair or some shit.
Oh my God.
Like a
I think
belong on a box of Wheaties.
I got my first haircut done by a professional for my senior picture in high school. Was the first time that I
Mr.
had.
Fancy Pants.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever had like an actual hairstylist, a professional, cut my hair. Like back,
Did you go get glamour shots afterwards too?
like before
Hey,
that.
now.
Before that, I remember. I don't remember. I sort of I got to barbers, I guess. And then there was this time where my father was never around. My father would leave for years, and then he'd come back and act as if he never left. And so when all the kids are going, "Who the fuck are you? What why are you coming?" He would come in and say, "All right, all you kids are getting haircuts." And he would pull out these clippers and go, and then say, "All right." And he would, all of us would have to go in the bathroom and he would basically shave us bald.
Oh dear.
Go get the bowl.
Yeah, he would put on these clippers and go, "You're going to get a crew cut like I have in the service." Like, could I point out, the man was never around. He would leave for years at a time, come back, and then cut our hair. And then after he cut our hair, the fucker would leave again. So,
Oh, looks like you're out of milk again.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the store, and that one was a good one. There was one time my mom said, "Well, I've got to work, so you're gonna have to watch the kids." And he goes, "I'm gonna go. I gotta go get you kids breakfast." And he leaves to get breakfast and never came back. Literally, he was gone for years. But he would come back and he would cut our hair.
Must have been some damn good breakfast.
Yeah, he would cut our hair and then leave. And so we'd walk around with these stupid crew cuts. So literally, then we would grow our hair until it was time. That's how you could tell how long it had been since my dad had left. And they go, "Oh man, Ray Lytle seems happy and he's got long hair. Wonder what's going on there."
Remember when Dad left 16 inches ago?
It was crazy. So then he'd come back.
Would people rather have that haircut or the haircut I showed? With the feathered and the part, which would you rather have? Crew cut or that?
No, I'll go with the long hair. I'll go with the long hair.
No, I don't need long hair. I'm talking about the parted and the feathered one.
Feathered.
I would never have that hair. No.
Yeah, there you go.
I would never
rather have that crew cut.
That was the thing. Like as soon as school got out, like all the boys in the neighborhood, their dads would take them all out in the garage and shave their heads for summer.
Oh,
that was their haircut for summer.
I hated when they would put that haircut on me. I'm serious. I hated it.
My mom would always say, "Those poor boys, they look like a bunch of little baby birds that just fell out of a nest. It's horrible."
Oh yeah,
Terrible.
it was.
Run around with their bald heads.
It was terrible to do that. I'm telling you,
I look like Biff from Back to the Future.
When my father would shave our heads, it was traumatizing.
We didn't have that in Granite City. If you had a shaved head, that meant you were special needs, and there was a reason why you.
What?
If you had a shaved head, that meant you were probably special needs, and there was a reason why you had a shaved head. We didn't have anybody with. I mean, this was. I'm talking like late 70s.
Yeah.
You know, early. We didn't have people shaving their head like that.
Oh, good grief! I mean, why would that be a special needs thing? Because they
I don't know.
pull their
Maybe
hair
because
out,
they're easy to. You know, you can't really cut a person's hair if they're jerking around. I don't know, but it's like that's what that meant, kind of. And I went to a huge school district.
That's funny.
And yeah, we didn't have people with shaved heads like that. We had people with long ass hair that grew out and was unkempt and going everywhere and unwashed. We didn't have shaved heads. Okay, anyway.
When I was he would cut our hair to where it was in a crew cut, and literally however it would grow out, that's what our hairstyle would be like until the next time he would come back.
So you had that monkey kind of looking hair where it all grows out the same length, and it's like,
here, I'll show you. This is a picture from like first or second grade or something. Here, I'll put this picture up and you guys can see it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I don't think. Like, here's me. Do you see the hairstyle?
Oh dear.
Zoom in on that a little bit.
yeah, I can barely.
I don't know how do you zoom in? I don't know how you zoom in.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Well, there is no zoom.
Yeah, try that. Try that. Enter full screen.
Yeah, still no zoom.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
No zoom. Sorry. Let me get out of this.
View options, maybe. Maybe view options.
I was in junior high. There was a guy that his dad shaved his head as like punishment. Do you remember the stirrup pants that girls used to wear? You know, they had like stirrups on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Like yoga pants now, but you know, anyway, yeah, this guy thought it would be funny if he walked up to this girl, she had her hands in her locker, and he shucked her pants, like depantsed her.
Oh my God.
And she, well, we didn't know, but then we quickly found out she didn't wear underwear.
Oh.
So here we are, like junior high age, and he came up and pantsed her in front of, like, you know, right in the morning rush. Everybody's trying to get to homeroom, and he got kicked out of school for a couple of days. She was mortified, of course, but when he came back to school, he had like, you know, the awesome permed mullet in the back and had a real thick, nice head of hair, and was a real cool, popular guy. Well, his dad, as punishment, shaved his head.
Oh.
So he had to come back to school, and, you know, with this bald head, well, all of his friends who stood by him, they all went and got their heads shaved. So
for God's sakes.
Yeah.
This sounds like a plot to some Bon Jovi video.
They shaved.
And that's how the Proud Boys were started.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a punishment if you had a shaved head when I grew up. It seemed like that would be something a parent would punish.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be something all the parents did.
No, yeah, that was his dad's way of punishing him, was shaving his head. And then his friends were like, "Oh man, we don't want you to stand out and be alone." So they all shaved their heads. I think they also had mohawks in high school for football too. That elite group of boys was they were something else.
I played football, and there was a lot of that going on where guys would want to cut their hair, and I'd always be like, "No, I'm not gonna let some." And it would always be one of the guys on the team would cut everyone's hair, and they'd say,
Right. Oh yeah.
and so they'd say, "Hey, you gonna get your hair cut?" And I'd be like, "Fuck no, I'm not getting my hair cut. No, are you out of your mind? That's the last thing in the world that, you know, I'm not gonna let some offensive lineman cut my hair. That's insane."
Yeah, it always seemed like somebody thought they were a barber. And it was
Yeah,
that way on baseball teams too. Like the
And
one of the independent leagues, there was always like a team barber.
and they had no business. They had no skill. I'm not gonna
No.
let, you know.
Well, I will give it, the one guy that played for the Capitals back in the day, he would actually, when he was a pitcher, and when he would come in and it was his off day, he would sit at the salon and watch me give men's haircuts.
Really?
And yeah, and so he learned, and I actually gave him a pair of shears because he's like, I don't know how to use scissors, and so, but yeah, he wound up being pretty decent.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. So he literally tried to learn
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
cut hair. That was his
He actually got picked up, and he pitched for the Cardinals for a couple of years. It was Simon Tachi.
Oh,
Jason
really?
Simon Tachi. Yeah.
I wonder if he still knows. I wonder if he still knows how.
How to cut hair?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder
don't
if it became a handy skill. You never know.
You never know.
Perhaps
don't know.
you know, maybe that was something that was his side gig.
Well, his side hustle when he wasn't playing ball here is he was from California and he was a tow truck driver and a cabbie.
Oh wow.
And so, yeah, he did that in the off season and then came here to play ball. And yeah,
I'll be
but yeah,
damned.
he would come in and sit and watch, and he became pretty decent. So they kind of cut into my income a little bit because all the guys quit coming to pay for their haircuts. They would just have Simo do it. I was like, well, hell, well, shit, that blew up in my face.
Yeah, I know. Well, you figure they'd give him a little something.
Right,
You know.
right.
I'll be damned. None of the, and then the son of the bitches don't even want to, give him anything. You think that'd be a gimme? Oh well.
Oh, well.
Now I'm trying to get back to my. There we go. I couldn't get back
What
to
do you-
my.
your school picture still?
No, I couldn't get back to the Zoom.
Oh, you
I
did?
was stuck. I was stuck. I was like, holy shit, I can't get back to it. I finally figured it out. I was stuck. I was stuck on my
found-
Facebook.
Let me see.
We finally know what Ray Lytle would be like if he was a cyclist.
A cyclist.
And yeah, in Yemen, this guy apparently, or making money for Yemen Relief, this guy apparently took a 5,000-mile journey on bike from Poo Poo Point to Pee Pee Creek.
Those are actual places?
Poo Poo Point in Washington State, Pee Pee Creek is in Ohio.
And
Holy cow.
he rode a bike?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now he's making national news for going from
Poo poo.
Poo Poo to Pee Pee.
Oh dear. Oh my God.
I don't understand why you say that. It has anything to do with Ray Lytle. None of that.
He went from 2 to 1 pretty fast.
If you were a cyclist, you would do that journey. You would be the one making the news from going to Poo Poo to Pee Pee.
I wonder how much weight I'd lose on that ride, right?
Oh my goodness.
You are the one that sent Jim the photographer to Hell, Michigan, which is also in the news.
I did send him there. Yeah.
Yeah, they are
Why is
hosting
Michigan in the news?
Yeah, they're hosting an Airbnb that gives a chance to stay and be the mayor of Hell for the day.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah, you can stay in Hell, Michigan. It's all decked out like it's Halloween and.
I'll be damned.
That's cool. That is cool.
And I can be mayor for the
Why
day.
would you name it? Why would you name a town Hell?
Yeah.
And why would it stick?
And who's
Did we ever figure that out? Why they named it Hell?
I have no idea. It's been hell for a long
Because
time.
Detroit
now.
was already taken.
Oh, Jesus.
Detroit was taken. That's fantastic.
Oh God.
Good old Hell, Michigan. No, it's been there for a long time.
Yeah. Jim went to Hell for Halloween.
Yeah.
Would you stay someplace like that? Some scary place meant to scare you? And
By the way, I have a problem with Airbnbs.
yeah,
How's
that's
that?
scary enough. You don't even need the pumpkins.
Yeah, because
Just saying at some stranger's place,
I'm
that's
not
frightening
gonna
enough.
I don't know how I feel about staying at some stranger's house.
Yeah, I don't like that. I wouldn't do that.
It wasn't that bad when I went to Minnesota.
You stayed in an
That's
Airbnb.
pretty nice. Yeah.
I'll be damned. So these people use their actual house. Where the hell?
I think this wasn't it was their house. They own it, but they were never there.
Oh,
I got the whole house to ourselves.
Oh.
So these are people who have rental property.
Essentially, yeah.
They turn their property into an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's what I searched for. I didn't want to stay in the same house where the guy would bring me my towel.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I have always heard people's experience was they would be like in a room. They would be like it would just be in a room for like the night or something like that.
And there's some of them that do that, and they're really cheap. And that's
So you're just
But
paying like $30
yeah.
to have a room.
Yeah,
And
you
a
can actually
house.
get a whole house if you search right.
And then you have to stay with a bunch of strangers. Oh, I'd rather chop off a toe.
No,
than
you don't have
stay
to.
with
Yeah,
strangers.
no, I wouldn't be staying with a bunch of strangers. But
Oh, good Lord.
Well, my experience with Airbnb down in St. Louis, it was we went down there for some like haunted walking tours down around the Lent Brewery and all of that in the Lent Mansion, and we stayed at a place. It looked like a duplex, from the front.
Yeah.
And when you do the Airbnb, it actually shows you a picture of like the property owner or who's going to be meeting you to give you the key or whatever. So this place was really nice. We had the whole second floor to ourselves. And when I looked at it, I'm thinking, okay, well, it's a duplex. So it has separate, entry and exit and things like that. So I got the key out of the lockbox and went to go put it in the door, and the door opened, and then there was enormous black man standing there. And I'm like, hello. And he goes, hi, I'm Andy's brother. Well, the picture of Andy that was on the Airbnb was this little bitty white dude. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, I'm adopted, obviously. And I go, okay.
That's what they call
and he said, I'll show you to your rooms.
You got the bait and switch. But first, I'm gonna show you my penis.
This is how certain movies start.
It is. It was totally. My boyfriend was so completely freaked out. So basically, it had been a duplex, but they took down the wall between the staircase and the lower floor. So we walked in and just went straight upstairs. And our bedroom was up there. We had our own bathroom. There was an office set up if you needed to do it, like any work for, And then there was these cats roaming around. And they said, yeah, you might want to let the cat check out your stuff or he'll scratch on the door all night. And my boyfriend's like, we're going to die. They're going to kill us in our sleep.
Let him see on your stuff.
Was someone living on the first floor when you guys were sleeping up in the
oh, yeah.
top
Yeah,
floor?
and they had a party. We came home after
there was a party.
Tour. They had a party going on downstairs.
So
they were all hammered.
Andy, the adopted brother, decided, fuck it, I'm throwing a party. There's a bunch of strangers upstairs. What do I care?
They had a party. We were invited if we wanted to. We came back. They were all absolutely shitty hammered, trying to feed us cake. It was really strange.
Wow.
It was really
This is
strange.
exactly how movies start.
But it was exceptionally clean, and the bed was very comfortable. I don't think that my boyfriend slept a wink. He was petrified. He's like, they're gonna kill us.
First, he was afraid. He was petrified.
He was checking to see if the windows were locked or anything, and they were actually nailed shut, which really scared him. Like, so why are the windows nailed shut? Why are they?
Because when Andy's chasing you,
Andy's chasing us.
Yeah, he doesn't want the windows. Doesn't want those windows open.
That was my experience of an Airbnb. It wasn't bad. I was totally fine with it. But I think in the future we'll do it the way Nick said and just get our place completely to ourselves and not have to share.
Yeah, I've
space.
never.
Weird.
I
It
never
was
go
so
anywhere.
weird.
I never go anywhere. But I don't think Airbnb's for me.
Yeah, me neither. If the whole thing is to get a decent night's sleep,
I'll just get a hotel room.
unless it's like a house. But then again, if it was, I don't know, I'd rather stay in a hotel
or a camper. I've never stayed inside. I've never slept in a vehicle like that.
What?
Like a camper, the RV.
Really?
Yeah, I've never done that. No.
Yeah, I've never done that either.
Oh, guys haven't lived.
Well, it depends
You
on.
guys haven't lived.
I've never camped either. I don't like. I've gone camping, but I hated it.
I've never been camping.
Oh, I hated it. It's terrible.
God,
I hated it.
prima donnas. Good grief.
I'd rather chop off a.
I've been hiking, but I've never been camping.
Oh,
Ray, you keep chopping off those toes. You won't have any
I'm
left.
not gonna have any left.
No shit.
I'm just.
I'm gonna give a pinky toe. You're down to the big one,
I've
pal.
only got two, but I'm constantly giving up pinky toes. Yeah. I can't even. No.
I stayed in the Stanley Hotel last year, right? Before COVID. Went to Colorado and stayed in the Stanley Hotel a couple nights.
What's the
I
Stanley
love that.
Hotel?
The Stanley Hotel is where they made The Shining.
Oh,
Or not
really?
where they made it, but where they inspired The Shining.
Really?
Or was it where they filmed The Shining?
Was it a nice
I
hotel?
don't remember. Oh yeah, it was beautiful. It was old. It's an old, beautiful hotel.
Oh.
I mean, even if you're not into horror movies or whatever, yeah, definitely. It had all because they don't want to change stuff because it's historic. And it was not only where The Shining was, but they also filmed Dumb and Dumber there.
Oh
Big
my
ballroom
God.
scene.
It's probably got
Did you
mold.
see Mary Swanson? Was Mary Swanson there?
Yeah, they have ghost tours and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
a bunch of ghost shit.
Yeah.
It was Samsonite.
I mean, we didn't do that. You don't have to do that. We just stayed there. That was enough. It was just a beautiful place. Colorado, where we were, was beautiful anyway.
That's a bucket list thing.
That's a bucket list for you, Dorn, is to go stay in a.
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
These things we don't know about you. These things we learn on this show.
Estes Park, Colorado. Yeah, and I took a bunch of video footage. I was going to make a video about it, but I never did. So maybe I'll do that in my spare time here.
I find.
Would anybody want to see a video of the Stanley Hotel visit?
Well, I mean, you're going to narrate it and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have a bunch of footage. I just would have to put it together and make a video out of it.
I have no interest, but I'd watch that.
That's what I'm saying. Put it on Patreon.
I have no interest, but I would watch that.
You have no interest, but you would watch.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's you, I'd watch it just to hear your narration. Because I'm sure there'll be some snarky shit in there.
That should be the show slogan. I have no interest, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's just some people that are entertaining enough. You'll watch them narrate whatever.
Yeah, because I definitely didn't experience any haunted. There's videos of people walking around with those little
ghost
trackers and stuff like that. Oh my God, we picked up there was an unknown thump. It's like it's a fucking hotel.
Ghosts are
like 100 people here.
Old hotel.
Oh no, there's a cold spot. Yeah, the ventilation stuff.
Ghosts are, for those of you who don't know, ghosts are bullshit. There's no such thing as ghost. There's paranormal is bullshit. None of that is real.
They do have. I've heard though, because I researched it a lot before we went, and I do think that they have certain unlevel things to where doors will close by themselves and stuff like that. But I was seeing videos about stories about the TV coming on and it would be full blast in the middle of the night, and that's what I was waiting for, concerned with. Is okay, is this thing rigged up so we're going to have some, but nothing really.
That would piss me.
Nothing really happened.
Well,
but it was a great hotel. It was beautiful. Like I said, it was a beautiful place, beautiful area.
I'll be damned.
I know with EMF detectors, they can be triggered by if you walk past like a control box or a fuse box, that'll set an EMF detector off. If you have a slight power surge or anything like that, that'll set
especially with people walking around with so many phones in their pockets and stuff now.
And the EMF is electromagnetic field. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah.
So
well, and that's supposed
to. Or the group that did Unbelievable.
What is that supposed to?
You're unbelievable. Wasn't that EMF?
What are those supposed to? What is the EMF meter supposed to do?
They're supposed to pick up paranormal activity.
Oh, but they're bullshit detector.
No, that's the EPS. This is the EMF.
Yeah. So all right. So who believes in ghosts? Nick?
I do.
Nick, are you a believer or not? Is he gone?
I want to, but it's probably not.
Jason.
I have the same opinion Nick has.
Rocky.
I want to believe, but I'm not going to bash it.
My opinion is it's bullshit. Rocky.
Stephen King said people who believe in ghosts are ultimately optimistic at heart. Believing in ghosts is a form of optimism.
You know what? Yes, I agree with that. I do think
Stephen King is brilliant.
I would
I'm
love
not going
it.
to say people are right or wrong when it comes to paranoia. I mean, I don't know that that's wrong to believe in ghosts. I'm just saying I'm not optimistic. So it's not by my nature to believe in something like that.
There's been no proof of anything. And Doran, you believe.
I believe.
Do you believe because you actually think there are ghosts roaming the earth? Or do you believe because you'd like to believe there is an afterlife and that signifies there is one?
I believe only because I was a skeptic. And then I went on, excuse me, it was a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
And she was a very odd person. We went on a haunted tour down around St. Louis. We did like a walking like cemetery tour and things like that. And we were all in a big van and we were driving around. It was these two women.
Is this going to have Andy's going to be in it again?
Andy's not here.
Okay.
I forget. I think it was like Marianne and I forget Gloria or something like that. Anyway, we went to this house that was like on the bluffs just south of the city, and it still had like the old cannon in the bluffs because they used to shoot at pirates when they
Okay.
would come up the Mississippi. And they always used to talk about hearing a woman screaming in the woods, and there would be sightings of the big black cat that would be roaming the property, like a big, black jaguar or panther or whatever. And I kind of chuckled and laughed as we were getting back in the van because I was not buying any of it. And I'm like, I go, black cat means bad magic, right? And was laughing. So we get in the van and we're driving away, and all of a sudden I get very nauseous and I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I said, you got to stop the van, stop the van. So they pulled into this gas station, and I was in the back of this cargo van and climbing over the seats. They opened the door. I went out head first, ran, and I threw up in the bathroom. And we hadn't yet had dinner or anything like that. Hadn't really been drinking. And there was just no explanation why I could throw up. So I'm standing there. And I look up in the mirror and my girlfriend says, what happened to your neck? And I had 3 huge claw marks that went across my neck right through here, and I was bleeding.
And you never felt them?
No, all I felt was a wave of nausea. I was sitting in the back. I didn't have fingernails at the time. I wasn't wearing a necklace, didn't have a seatbelt on, but there was 3 very distinct scratches on my neck.
Your conclusion was?
The cat didn't like it. I was making fun of it. Fuck, I don't know, Ray, but there was no
I'm just asking. I want to know what.
There wasn't an explanation. That's what really triggered well, maybe there is something else out there. I mean, we took pictures of it.
You got
women
attacked by a
documented it.
BBC.
Huh? I'm sorry, what?
You got attacked by a BBC.
What's a BBC?
Big black cat.
Big black cat.
I was hoping that last word was cat.
But anyway, that was the experience that triggered me into thinking maybe there is something else out there.
That's what I mean. Like it was you were trying to find an explanation for the scratch mark. So you said, okay, it's got to be this, and that led to you believing in ghosts.
Right. And I didn't have a necklace on. I didn't have like a seatbelt on that could, but there was 3 very distinct. I mean, it drew blood, and there was nothing.
Jesus.
There was no reason for it. I mean, there was none of us. There were 12 of us, and everybody saw it, and nobody could figure out what it came from. And so that was my one experience. And then ever since then, it's like I will go places and I will feel like I'm going to get sick to my stomach and I will leave.
Really?
Yeah. I'm very sensitive to like bad juju.
I know. I mean, I would love it if I could, if proof would show up of anything.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have enough strange shit. Reality.
Yeah, it's like now is not the time for ghosts.
Yeah, right.
Maybe before, but not now.
Reality is so fucked up right now. I mean, you got a president with COVID. It's just insane.
You're going to have all these celebrities that have been misquoted, all these dead celebrities that have been misquoted, and memes coming back pissed off.
Yeah.
You ever seen that? Like, Bruce Lee's talking about how great Donald Trump is or something. He'd be pissed.
He's coming back pissed. I would love it if somehow we could prove that ghosts are real. Or I would love it if we had a UFO from like another planet.
I am more apt to believe in a UFO than I am.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
ghosts,
I would think that
more
a UFO
believable.
is more likely than, obviously a UFO is more likely than a ghost, because I think ghosts are just bullshit.
Well, the boyfriend booked a weekend at the DeSoto Hotel in Galena over Halloween, and that is supposedly haunted. I'm kind of skeptical because since it is Halloween, that they wouldn't, like Rocky said, rig something,
Of course, yeah.
Right, but so I'll have stories after that. See if anything happens while we're up there.
Yeah, make sure somebody does something. It reminds me of what happened to me when I was going to college. It's the same college Ray went to, and Sean. And we were in the radio program. And do you remember, were they talking about this when you went there, where there was a haunted building and it was the girls' school or whatever?
Yeah, that's when you got Greta Alexander. Is that
I got what?
They brought Greta Alexander in?
Oh yeah, Greta.
Darius Haskell supposedly
hung herself on the 4th floor or
Oh, hi,
something
Sean.
like
Yeah. Sean popped in.
Sean went there too.
Right when you started telling that story, Sean popped in. I'm like, oh shit, if anybody knows, it'll be Sean.
They did a marathon podcast.
Sean appeared.
It was
So we did this. We were going to do this Halloween thing, broadcast,
Yeah.
where we did a live broadcast. It was me and several other radio students. And we would go into this building that was supposed to be haunted, and the security was actually the ones that came up with the idea, the security guards who hated us. We didn't understand what the hell was going on with this. And so there was like 3 security guards there that were telling us the whole story and whatever. And we were on there, and we were going to have a seance and all this stuff. And I remember before the broadcast, because I was sort of like the program director, I remember asking people, you know, so what can we expect to happen? You guys got stuff worked out? And they just kept being real ambiguous, going, oh, I don't know. It's spooky. And I'm like, okay, so these guys got something planned. We've got, you know, we'll have a nice radio show or whatever. We ended up doing the whole thing and nothing happened. We're standing around waiting for shit. We're going up the stairs. Nothing's in here. Okay, we're going to have a seance. Okay, nothing happens. I was so pissed. I'm like, do you people not know how entertainment works? You can't have a live radio seance and a live ghost hunt and nothing planned.
It was because of when it was an all girls. It was an all girls college at one point, right, Sean?
Yeah.
And there was and what is it, Monticello Hall, or what hall is it? There was literally there was a girl that killed herself, or girls that killed themselves, or it wasn't anybody murdered or anything, but a girl killed herself, right? That's what started the whole legend. There was some kind of weird thing that happened.
Yeah, I think
in that hall.
Yeah, I think she was like an administrator or something, and I don't know. They've added to the legend. She was upset it wasn't a women's college anymore, and all of this other stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I was very.
That might have just been tacked on, you know.
I went to the
But
same.
I remember doing this 3-hour radio thing and nothing. We're all waiting for like, is somebody going to jump out of a thing, or we're going to have a nothing? No, nothing. Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, back to Metallica, guys.
No, the ghosts are like SAG-AFTRA. They demand a cut if they're going to do a live performance.
Oh, Kathy said it was in Haskell Hall. She's right. That's what it was. It was in Haskell Hall.
Yes.
And it was Monticello College is what it was called there before it was Lewis and Clark. Yeah, that's what it was. It was on the 4th floor of Haskell Hall.
Yes. I remember it was up a staircase. You had to go up a real narrow staircase.
Wasn't there a similar story at Blackburn about the all-girls dorm?
I'm
that was
sure.
Stoddard Hall?
I'm
There's
sure.
probably something at every college.
I'm sure every college has their story.
Like the girl with the hot dog that had to go to the hospital. Every school's got a girl with a hot dog that went to the hospital.
I do have some stories. I have some stories at Blackburn, though. Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a couple of wild nights at Blackburn. Good time. Yeah, man, good time. Mm-hmm. Some crazy. I never went to school there or anything, but I went to a couple parties.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lasted a semester.
There was a time we go to Blackburn College. Somebody tells me I was at Roma's Pizza and somebody says, hey, there's a party over at Blackburn. I go, what? They go, yeah, there's a party. And I go, cool. And so I tell my buddies and they say, fuck it, let's go to Blackburn. So we go to Blackburn where there's this party going on.
Which hall was it?
It was in the girls' dorm. I think it was the girls' dorm. But we go in and it was crazy. We're in for like 2 minutes. I'm in for 2 minutes and some freaking nut job handcuffs me to her bed.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Yeah, and then meanwhile,
what's her phone number?
It was nuts. It was crazy. And then she brings up her friend into the dorm room, and while I'm handcuffed, she's making out with her friend. And I'm like, wait a minute. What am I doing here? If you're
talk about heaven.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then, no, it wasn't heaven. It was, I had just met the girl. She invites me into her room and then handcuffs me to her bed and then invites some other friend in and starts making out in front of me. And I'm like, well, what is this?
Oh, the front mail. I forgot.
It was nuts. And I'm like, what am I doing here?
They just wanted someone to watch, Ray.
That was I was like,
that was it.
Hey, uncuff me. I said, I'm not going to sit here and watch you two do it. What the hell is this? I don't even know you. Let me go. I'm going to go somewhere and have some fun. I'm not going to sit here and watch you make out with some other dude. So finally, her roommate came in and uncuffed me. And I was like, then I left. And so the party was crazy. It was a big trash can that was filled with, I mean, they knew how to do it right. They had a bunch of high C juices and alcohol and
porcelain punch.
Yeah, it was really cool. And it eventually led to my buddies and I getting too drunk. And then we went up a floor, and then we were walking around, and then one of my friends pulls a fucking fire alarm or whatever. And then you had RAs and all these people looking for us. So we're trying to keep from getting arrested. And then I accidentally, I walk into a room. This is a true story. I'm not gonna name any names, but I walk into a room and a girl that I went to high school with was having sex with another girl in one of the dorm.
It wasn't my cousin, was it?
No. No, it was not your cousin. No, but this girl that I knew from high school was, and I stumbled into the room. It was a crazy thing. I'm messing around. My buddy Tony's pushing me, and I hit the door. The door opens, and I look, and this girl is having sex with another. I mean, I don't even know how you could time it any better. She's having sex with another girl in a bed, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then they're going, "Ah!" And the one girl goes, "Ray?" And I go, "Oh my God." And then I go, "Hey, just be quiet for a minute." And literally I had to hide out in that room until they got done looking for us so we could sneak away. It was this crazy night, and it happened at Blackburn College. But it was a good time, but it was, if my asshole friend wouldn't have pulled the stupid the fire alarm like a half hour earlier, it would have been better. It was just stupid.
But then you might not have stumbled into that room.
Yeah, but it was none of my business what was going on in that room. And I never said anything to anyone. I never named this girl. And I think now she's I don't know what she is now. She's probably probably have children and a nice life or whatever. But I walked in the middle of her hooking up with some chick. It was crazy.
Having a taco party.
And it was weird. Like,
well,
the
yeah,
door,
how could it not be weird?
I mean, why didn't they lock the damn door? If I'm going down on someone, I'm locking the damn door.
Can't make it look spontaneous if you do that, though.
Well, it was lock the goddamn door. I mean, that's my advice. Lock the door. But that was at Blackburn College. So good time.
How about don't open doors that you don't into rooms where you don't belong? How about that one?
I didn't open the door. My friend Tony.
Not having your buddy pull a fire alarm.
Yeah, well, he did it because he's an asshole. That was my buddy. You guys, Rocky, you know my friend Tony. Doran, you know Tony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's who it was. And then he pushed me. We're running through the hallway, and he pushes me, and my back hit the door, and the door opened. So I never turned the knob or anything. It just
So
opened.
they didn't completely shut the door in the first place.
Well, no, it's because it's an old college, and I'm not sure,
Well, if I remember correctly, a lot of the doors they didn't lock.
Yeah.
And that was the big thing. People used to have to keep lock boxes, like foot lockers with padlocks on it and stuff, because a lot of those doors.
You should have locked the
didn't lock.
goddamn. They should have locked the door. There's no way I should be walking in the middle of cunnilingus between two consenting girls. There's no reason I should be seeing this.
Oh.
And by the way, when I first go, I'm like, oh, this is two chicks getting, this is kind of hot. Look, I was like, oh my God. And then I realized I knew one of them, and I was like, oh. And I didn't know her in that way. I knew her, like the thought of having sex with her was not anything I had ever thought of before. It was just, they were not.
Until that moment.
Well, they really weren't. They just weren't my type. You know, I got to have a type, you know. And it was not the least bit sexy for me once I realized who was involved. But it was nice of them to let me stay. And then the girl, and I never said anything to the girl. I saw her again later, years later, and never said anything to her. Always, it was just between us.
Until now.
Well, yeah, but I'm still not saying the name. I'm still like, you know, I'm keeping that to myself. But that was a wild night at Blackburn. It was a good college. No ghosts. In fact, I don't know of any ghost stories that seem the least bit legitimate to me at all. I really don't.
The only thing I have, it's not really a ghost story, it's more of a premonition type thing, was when I first moved to Springfield, I never used to call my house and unless there was a legitimate reason, like I wanted to ask a question or, you know, whatever. I never just called out of the blue, hi, I just want to call and see how everybody's doing. And for some reason, I got this idea that I should just call home for no reason. I should just call and just see how people are doing. First time I ever did that. And I called and my father answered, who never answers. I actually had to let it ring a while. Then he answered. And I asked him, hey, just calling to see what was going on. And he even acted like kind of strange, like, why are you calling? And I said, you know, is mom there? And he said, no, that she had gone shopping with my sister and that he was watching my little 2-year-old nephew or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, just tell her I called. And again, I never really got a feeling like I should just call home out of the blue like that without a specific reason. So by that phone call, I was the last person to talk to my father alive, you know, before he died.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because when my mother and sister came back from where they were, they found him dead, you know, in the chair.
Oh my God.
Rocky.
So it's not exactly a ghost thing, but it's kind of like this weird feeling like, yeah, I should just call home and just see how they're doing. Why not? I see that done in movies. People do that. And then, so I did it.
And then he died right after.
And I never did it again. I told everybody, my mom and everybody, I'm never calling home unless there's a specific reason, like there's a question or something.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Yeah, I still have the phone bill with the time and everything on it.
And so you knew so they figured out when he died sometime between the phone call and your mom getting home.
Yeah, they got back like, I don't know, 20 minutes later or something.
Wow.
He basically went back, you know, this was, you know, this wasn't a cordless phone, so he probably got up, answered the phone, and went back to his chair.
What did you tell him, Rocky, that upset him so much?
Yeah, really.
Did you get questions like that? Did people wonder?
He just heard my voice and just gave up on
What
life.
did you say to your father? I had a weird story, sort of like.
Well, here's a weird. I mean, if you want to get really morbid, he had, like I said, he was watching my 2-year-old nephew, and he was sitting there in his chair holding a holding a pudding thing, and my nephew was eating out of it.
Wait a minute, where was your nephew?
On the floor next to him.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, was he sitting on his lap or something?
No.
Oh my God.
May have been. I don't know. Probably was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think my father just put him on the floor.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. I got a story sort of like that. Ghost or bullshit. But I do have a story that we've never been able to explain it. You know, I used to have that house on Money Tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that one.
You guys you've been to that house before, right? Rocky, I think you were
Mhm.
there. I know Doran was there. All right. It was right when my brother fought pancreas cancer when I first got to Springfield. And we had this house on Money Tree. The house never made any noise, ever. It was always just it was just a quiet, nice place to live. My brother got near the end, he got really worn out and tired. And so we did this weekend. We basically went to say goodbye to him. And just to talk to him, and you know, and he was miserable at this point, and you know, and so then we all go back. We go back home, and so my mom calls, and my mom says this is probably the day that Robbie's gonna go. And so she went down to my sister-in-law's house, to my brother and sister-in-law's house. And she calls us and says, yeah, this is probably going to be the day that it happens. They had, you know, he's on a bunch of morphine and stuff, and he was going to die at home. And so because of that, my brothers all came over to my house, and we're literally just hanging out at my house, waiting for, and I'm trying to remember this. We're waiting for word that that he had passed away. And I don't know if I've ever told this story before. And so we're just sitting there in my living room, and we're watching TV and trying to not think about, you know, the what's going on. And they had told us, they had said they didn't want any of us down there. So it was my brother, his wife, my mother. I don't know if my father was down there. I don't know if he showed up or not, but they were all down there. And so we're sitting in my living room, and all of a sudden this drawer where my wife kept a bunch of Tupperware and shit, you know, in that house, like out of nowhere. And it had, I still think it was a coincidence, but however those stuff was piled up, I don't know. It out of nowhere made this, it never happened before or after, but at this weird time, all of the stuff in that cabinet decided to fall over. And it made this, it made this loud, you know, noise of pans and Tupperware and stuff falling over. Okay. So we were like, what the, and everybody's like, what the hell was that? And then my wife goes in and she goes, oh, all the, you know, all the Tupperware fell over. And then the phone rang. And I picked up the phone, and it was my mom. And she goes, I just want to let you guys know your brother just passed away. And I said, oh my God, when did it happen? She goes, about 2 minutes ago.
So you think that's just a coincidence?
Yeah, I do. Because it never happened before and it never happened after, but it was something coincidental, like Rocky's talking about. He just coincidentally called home. There was no explanation, except he just, for whatever reason, he said, I should call home and at least check in, see what's going on. It was just this weird sound. And although it wasn't me picking up the phone and talking to my brother, it was something that in my mind, it did happen right around the time he died, that this weird sound happened. And I think it maybe it's brought comfort to us. I don't know, but it was this weird coincidence that, and it never happened again until we sold that house. I mean, we eventually sold that house and bought a new one. But yeah, it was, I still remember, and it just happened right around the same time that he died.
But I think you said it brought comfort to you. That's kind of what I was saying before, is that believing in ghosts and is like the afterlife. It's a form, it's optimistic. It's saying that there's, you know, life continues, and you can still control things. You can still make dishes fall, you know, and things like that.
Yeah.
You can still make cats do things.
It's crazy. I mean, I don't understand. I know there are some people who believe in it fully. I just
fully or fully?
Fully. Well, either way, one of the two. I mean, foolishly or fully. No, but they believe that of all the billions of people who die, the millions of a day, and billions overall that have died, that somehow they all become a spirit and go to some place, and but yet so many are just sitting on the earth.
I was surprised how seriously some people take this. I don't remember who was doing it. I don't think it was Ghost Hunters. It was some sort of a paranormal team that is known. but they decided about 3 years ago, I think, to do a live podcast, or not podcast, a live broadcast, online to at St. Louis University, and they were going to try to contact the demon or something that was from the that the exorcist had to come in and perform the exorcism on, all that St. Louis University stuff. They were going to do this this webcast that was going to last like 5 hours. So they were just going to set the cameras up and they were going to do the whole thing and they were going to whatever. And I kind of started asking the same because I had that Lewis and Clark experience. So when I was on the radio talking about it, I started asking, just on the air, do they have something set up? What can we expect? Because, when you do these things, you got to kind of have some special effects ready to go. Oh, my God. People got pissed. They're like, this stuff is nothing to make fun of. This is nothing to joke about. I hope no demons invade your house, blah, blah. And they were serious. So it's like, yeah, there are people who take this 100% seriously. Seth. And then the whole funny thing was they did the whole webcast for, 3 hours or 5 hours or whatever. And the big takeaway was, I think I saw a shadow move. You see that? Play it back right there. That shadow. The fuck was that?
Yeah, see,
5 hours and a shadow moved.
You see, I don't know. I wish I didn't think it was all bullshit. I wish I could be as hopeful as some people are with it, but
I just know that as soon as I make a statement like it's all bullshit, the next night Terry's not home and it's overnight me by myself, I'm gonna encounter, some kind of fucking. So yeah, I'm leaving it open.
Oh yeah,
Rocky. It was a show from the Travel Channel called Ghost Adventures.
Yeah,
Ghost Adventures.
Okay, I got a story about those guys.
All right.
So I did a lot of work at a local theater a few years back, and there was a lot of history that there was there's still spirits that were alive in that theater and whatnot. And Barnabas, he was still hanging around, and I guess he was like a stagehand back in the day, whatever. But also the courtyard that's adjacent to this theater used to be a cemetery close to downtown, and they moved it when they started developing downtown. So all that being said, the guys from the Ghost Adventures, the man that owns the theater, these guys from Ghost Adventures blew his phone up. He got daily emails. They wanted to come here and film in his theater. And he's like, absolutely not. He's like, I don't want you coming in here and pissing off my ghosts. He's like, they're calm. He's like, they're coming in here and exploiting my theater. And he goes, you walk around and you yell at them and you don't talk to ghosts that way. And so, but yeah, they were pretty insistent on coming to this theater. And the curator there's like, they yell at the ghost. They yell at them, and it's just very rude. You don't like being yelled at, do you? And I'm like, no, I'm going back to my wig room. I'm fine.
So the person who ran the theater was worried about how the ghost would react.
Yes, he did not want, and he just also didn't want his theater to be exploited and known as the haunted theater, even though, it's like I never really experienced anything there, and neither did a lot of the other cast members. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure being known for having a haunted movie theater would not be a bad thing.
Well, it was not a movie theater; it was a
theater, yeah,
theater. But yeah, he just didn't. I think
I'd
now
tune into a movie theater if it was haunted.
Yeah.
Right. They do have a big screen, and they do show some older movies, which is kind of cool. But those guys from Ghost Adventures, they're relentless, and they really wanted to come in and see the theater and stir up some stuff. But
I know that Bubba's in the chat room talking about, he knows some kind of one of those ghost hunter guys. And listen, I'm not insulting or slamming anyone who believes in it. I'm just telling you, in my life,
or anybody that makes money from people who believe in it.
Yeah. I'm in my life, I find it to be bullshit. I really do. I have seen no proof of anything, but I'm saying it would be cool if something that we thought was total bullshit was true. It would be cool if right now, I think that aliens from another planet are more likely than ghosts,
Well, the universe is so large.
That would be fascinating.
Other than this world.
If something like that happened, it would be really cool and optimistic, and
I think that would be more terrifying than ghosts. I mean, my God, I had nightmares about Independence Day for years. That
Well, if
movie
they're
really messed
hostile,
me up.
yeah, that would be more terrible.
Ghosts seem more relatable because they once were you, but aliens could be anything. You know, there's
Yeah.
the sky's the
Right.
limit.
But I'm saying it's more likely to me. It's more likely that there is life on some kind of. I believe there's life on other planets right now, but I'm intelligent life is going to be the thing. If somehow there is intelligent life, of which there's got to be. It just statistically, it would.
Well, that's the thing about people who blanket statements like, no, that's absolutely not true about aliens. It's like there's an entire galaxy. How can you be
Yeah.
so, sure that there's nothing? Yeah, I mean, we are a speck in the Milky Way of, come on.
Existence could be, we don't know for sure, but existence could be infinite. So you mean to tell me that would mean there are trillions of other planets out there if that's the case? You mean to tell me none of those planets have the same life that we have here? Like none of
Or
those,
that you know for certain one way or another. That's the thing.
and this is just in our universe. I mean, if you really look at Einstein's theories of multiverse and all this stuff like that, God knows how many existences there are. There has got to be.
Well, I
somewhere.
don't know about all that.
No, but there's
I'm
got
just saying
there's
there
got to
could
be
life on other planets.
there's got to be another planet that has either an alien race that is either equal to or more advanced than ours, because it just doesn't make sense for there not to be. Now maybe
There's so many in movies and Twilight Zone episodes and whatever of aliens being more advanced, and they try to give us a gift like the cure for cancer or something, or whatever that was in the day the earth stood still, and we're the assholes. We're the ones that just blow them up, don't care. What's the huge James Cameron movie? Avatar.
Yeah.
Kinda like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it highly unlikely that there's not another planet out there somewhere that has life. Did you see they think that there's some type of life on Venus now?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, on
What did that
Venus.
come about?
She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it.
All these years we've been being told and we weren't listening to it. We're so busy worrying about Mars. It turns out Venus is the one that they think that
because men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
they think there's some type of living creatures on Venus right now, which is
Well,
weird.
what proof did they have? I mean, what was their reasoning for believing this?
Oh shit! It came out like a month ago. Hold on,
It's a bunch of beautiful looking women with no arms. It's crazy.
You guys are so weird. I don't even know what to do with you guys someday.
Wouldn't it be
Mine
weird?
was actually an art reference.
Wouldn't it be weird if
Venus de Milo, no arms.
Well, what if actually that was like, the beings that were on that planet, and that's where the whole statue came from, is from, I don't know. You could take that to all different types of levels.
Here you go. This is from the New York Times. From the New York Times, they have found in the clouds of Venus, they had found a chemical that they thought only existed here on Earth, and it was one of those foundations of life chemicals that is,
interesting
that you get. So now they think that there's some type of something in the clouds of Venus, which I know is crazy, but this came out September 14th, this article. It was a NASA probe that may have found signs of life on Venus. That's what the article's about. They found phosphine on Venus. Is a compound of phosphorus and hydrogen could be associated with life. While efforts to confirm the findings are underway, blah, blah, blah. They found it in the clouds of Venus. And they were surprised because they didn't think that Venus had anything going on. And as it turns out, that might be where, they'll find something. But I honestly believe that there is or was life, that there was something going on Mars, because it just is highly unlikely that it wouldn't. Because a lot of these planets are made of the same stuff. So we got to the point to where evolution happened and we had life. So why wouldn't it be somewhere else? It doesn't make sense. Am I making any sense when I'm saying this?
Yes, you're making complete sense.
It doesn't make sense for there not to be life. And I know some people want to believe that, and I don't know why they want to believe that Earth is the only planet that has any advanced life. I find that
very hard
extremely hard to believe. In the trillions of other planets. Now, we might be too far to ever do anything with it. But I'm saying that maybe a civilization more advanced than ours could have figured out how to create, space travel to come over and see us. Now, I don't know how the hell we'd ever communicate with each other. I have no idea. But it's certainly.
Well, they may be smart enough to figure all that out, but have they figured out what we figured out? And that's fried chicken ribs.
What? Oh my God.
I'm saying, I don't, and as dumb as our society is, and we're a dumb society. We're getting dumber.
Yeah.
We are a dumber people now than we were, say, 50 years ago.
I am ready for our alien overlords.
Because they got to be going, we're not going to check this planet out. There's no way. Because we don't want to get there and be, and be and learn the dumb. We don't want to be subjected to it. So I don't know. Rocky's sharing the picture of
the fried chicken ribs. This is blowing up all over Facebook.
Oh God.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't know. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if there's not something out there, And I imagine that there's a planet out there that has figured out how to power things on something other than gas. You know what I mean?
Like Willy fuel?
Yeah, like maybe they figured out how to create fuel from something else. Wouldn't it be nice if they could come down and tell us? Or maybe they
found the Tazarac. I don't know.
Maybe listen, if they get here, it's because they figured out space travel. Wouldn't it be nice if they could give that knowledge to us? A knowledge exchange is something we need right now.
Yeah, but if they were to get here and
oh my God, that would be
running, they're gonna we're don't want these jackasses flying to our planet.
Yeah, it would instantly be politicized. We'd be split up into two sides: pro-alien, anti-alien, blah blah blah. Oh my God, America.
One of the tweets that Trump and his COVID stupor sent out.
Directive, like Star Trek,
One of Trump's COVID tweets was Space Force vote. I mean, the thought of his thing was we need to create a Space Force to fight aliens. I mean,
that's a show. Isn't that a show? That's a show.
It's a show.
It's a show also, but we actually have a Space Force. We have a Space Force.
Yes, we have Space Force. We have the Army, the Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Space Force.
The show is actually a funny satire of the real thing.
No, the show.
Okay, so it's a real thing. Okay.
The show
It's got the guy from The Office in it, right?
Right. Yeah. I watched a little bit of it.
I watched all of it.
Freaking hilarious.
The here's the honest to God truth is, if anything else, it just shows how stupid the Trump administration is. I'm sorry to you Trumpers. I'm not insulting. I'm just telling you the facts. The president announced that we were going to create a Space Force before he put a copyright on the name Space Force. Because
the show has the copyright.
Yeah, the day that he announced it, Steve Carell and Mike Shore, they copyright. They put a copyright in, and they got it. They actually gave it to them because they put it in
Wow.
first before the United States government did. By the way, Being American in the chat room says, I'm not insulting you. You're all just really dumb. No, I'm not calling them dumb. I'm just pointing out the fact that the Trump administration said, hey, we're going to create this Space Force without first putting a copyright on Space Force. I'm just saying, if I came up with this,
Rookie move.
if I came up with this amazing idea and had a great name, I would put a copyright on it before I started marketing it.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing to do.
Because with everything that the Space Force is going to do in the future, Steve Carell and Mike Schur own the copyright. They own the copyright of it. So if they
And that
want, they can sue the United States government for misuse of their copyright.
And
they
then
did.
if you look at the logo for our actual
It's
Space
the
Force,
Star Trek
it
logo.
resembles the Star Trek Delta Shield.
Yes.
Yes, it
emblem.
does.
Yeah. So, and by the way, what Star Trek was is completely,
So CBS might be getting some royalties too now.
but the whole concept of Star Trek was completely different from some type of armed forces.
But wait a minute, though. You're saying that you absolutely believe there's life on other planets.
I do.
100%. There has to be.
There has to be. Yeah.
And then, like, that life could be hostile to us, but then you're laughing at an agency that would be a defense against those aliens.
I'm not laughing at it. I'm laughing because when he created that agency, he didn't get a copyright on it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm laughing at. I mean, for God's sakes.
Because if there's one thing that could turn around and make Trump look like a genius, it would be an alien attack. And he would be like, you guys were laughing at Space Force, and now look. I would relate to him.
Yeah, but-
we would have something we would relate on. It's like no one
But
listens.
Space Force doesn't have anything to deter aliens. The only thing we have is the Air Force right now.
So
Nitpicky.
I mean, if our weapons can't deter said aliens, then he'll still be a laughing stock.
Yeah, I mean, if you
I
got,
was looking at it more like on a surface level.
if you
I
have
wasn't trying to go
aliens,
too deep.
if you have aliens that have created the technology to travel here to this dumpster fire of a planet, if they have the technology to get here, the chances are there's nothing that our Space Force can do about it.
I still love seeing the meme that comes around every once in a while that says, when aliens drive by Earth, they roll up the windows and lock the doors. It's like they're not landing here. You don't have to worry about that.
Roll them up. Roll them up.
Invade Earth? Why?
Wouldn't it be something? Wouldn't it be something if to find out that there was that there is aliens and they talk amongst themselves and all they do is make fun of Earth?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Oh,
I'm sure we're the joke.
I would if I was an alien.
like it's a joke for them. Like calling someone an earther is an insult. Oh, why are you acting like an earther? Oh, I am not. Like every, you
Well,
know,
that's where they're going to send you. You keep it up, I'm sending you to Earth.
No, but I'll tell you the most interesting story. This is the most because we have had weird sightings over the last year and a half, 2 years. I would say probably the last 5 years. We've had weird sightings on this planet of people that are seeing UFOs and they're getting video of it, and even our pilots in the Navy, and they have actually seen UFOs, and the Pentagon has admitted it. Yeah, that they have, that they have seen stuff they can't explain. I heard the weirdest fucking theory on it that made me go, oh, wow. And here's what it was. Some of you guys have ever heard this before. That in the future, they're actually going to invent time travel, which I think is highly unlikely, because why hasn't someone traveled back to stop 9/11 or something like that? It just doesn't make sense. And so all these weird sightings we're seeing, they're not space aliens, but they're people from the future that are traveling back to see Earth before whatever horrible thing is going to happen at the
And
end
they
of this
punched
year.
in 2020.
Yeah, well, they wanted to
Or
see
You
it
want to see her? You can travel
Well, they
back
wanted
in
to see where
time.
It all went to hell.
because this is the
Why?
time it all went to hell. So they come back to now.
I wouldn't go back to the time it all went to hell. I'd go back to like, you know.
Isn't it? I mean, isn't it crazy?
That's
to
a
hear
really
that.
good theory.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's really hard to wrap your head around. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, time travel, you get into a whole thing about what is the definition of time and
Yeah.
can you,
And
you know,
quantum
it's not a
physics
real
and all kinds
concept. Yeah, that's too much.
brainy shit. I
Yeah.
can't go there.
Well,
It
that's
makes
why
my head hurt.
if you try to
Ghosts
read,
are good because, you know, Casper and it's really easy to understand.
I just like I had this conversation with someone once, and I said, if there was time travel, why wouldn't someone come back and stop 911? And the person said to me, maybe someone came back to stop something even more horrible from happening, and 911 was somehow the compromise. You know?
The butterfly effect.
Well, no, wait. There's a movie. It's an older movie, and it was a Navy ship, or was it Air Force? I don't know, but it was a Navy ship, and they go through this like type of storm, and there's a big light and a high pierced sound, and they come back, and they are in the Pacific Ocean right before the Japanese are getting ready to attack Pearl Harbor. And they have the technology, because, you know, they're from the future. So they have the technology and everything to stop this. And it's actually fascinating. It's actually fascinating. They actually like time hopped while out in the
That's
ocean.
the Philadelphia experiment.
No.
Is that the name of it? The Philadelphia
No,
experiment?
that's not the Philadelphia.
No, the
Experiment. That's about the
final
atom
countdown.
bomb.
It's the
The
final
final
countdown.
countdown was the name of the movie.
Oh, the
Yes,
final
the
countdown.
final countdown. It's very good. It's very
There's a
good.
Twilight Zone episode where the episode starts with just, it says this is based on a true story, and then it just has this man and woman in this little cottage with this little baby, and this baby's very sick. It looks like it's going to die, and the whole episode is them doing everything they can to keep this little baby alive, because, you know, it's olden times, and they're like in Austria or something, and they're in a little cabin, so there's not like, you know, doctors or so the whole episode is you hope this little baby survives, and you really hope that, oh my God, fine. And then the episode ends and the baby survives, and you go out and camera pans out, and it's the Hitler's house.
Oh, good
Oh,
lord.
And the
my
baby's
God.
Adolf Hitler.
Oh
So-
my God. I love the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
love
But
it.
apparently that you know, he was sick as a baby or something, and that's
Yeah.
based on, you know, but you're rooting for this, and then you find out. So that, you know,
Yeah.
would you be able to do that? Go back in time and
People are talking about
take a baby out.
People are talking about that final countdown, Dorn.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I gotta
It's
say, I
great.
don't think I've ever
Yeah,
seen it.
watch it. Watch it today.
It's a movie?
Yeah.
Is it an
Yeah.
older movie or?
Yes. I think it's like 80s, something like
Oh,
that.
okay, the 1980 movie with Kirk Douglas.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Great movie.
I thought you were talking about. They were saying show. I thought you were talking about more like a Netflix thing or something. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, the 80 movie Final Countdown. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought maybe they remade it or something.
No.
From
It's really good.
1980. A
Yeah.
Pacific aircraft carrier enters a time warp and finds itself transported from 1980 to 1941, just before the attack on Pearl Harbor. The captain is forced to decide whether to strike at the approaching Japanese fleet and change the entire course of World War II.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's interesting. Yeah, I have to check
I would
that out.
always see the box in video stores too. That was a popular video box, blue with the ship on the front. I don't, because I worked at Blockbuster, and I always see that, and immediately it's the final countdown.
Yeah.
So if you watch the movie, those keyboard notes might be going through your head.
Yeah.
The whole time.
That's fantastic.
And no, that song is not in the movie. The movie's way too early for that.
Well,
Yeah, way
the
too early.
song didn't come out until
87 or something.
yeah, much later. But I wished it could have been in the movie.
Somebody should do that. Somebody should put the movie on YouTube, and then every time there's an action scene, start up those keyboards.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh.
Kirk Douglas being all commanding and serious. And then, yeah.
Those tight pants. And the pants are tight in that movie.
It's 1980.
1980, we wore tight pants.
Those were good
Tight
times.
I mean, I didn't.
I mean, pants are tight now, but they're a different kind of tight. Like, where is everything?
I don't know.
Remember in
I
like
know.
the 80s and stuff, you could like, you know,
Wait, you could just walk past somebody and want to know if you want to date them or not in the 80s. I mean, come on.
right. But the tight pants now don't. Yeah, I don't know where the stuff is, but
All right, I was talking about the 1984 film, The Philadelphia Experiment, because it starred the guy from Eddie and the Cruisers, and that was about.
That's about the nuclear bomb or something.
No,
Isn't it?
it's about this.
I've got
It's-
the image of the final countdown.
It's about this Navy destroyer that gets into some invisibility experiment, and they accidentally they send these guys 40 years into the future, and it's from 1984. So 40 years in the future would be,
Oh, I'm thinking of the Manhattan Project.
yeah. No, the Manhattan Project, that was the creation of the atom bomb.
Yeah, that's the one I'm
But
thinking
this is a science fiction movie that came out in 1984.
of. Yeah, the other one, the one I
starred-
said was the next year,
It
so I always
starred
got those two
guy
confused.
from Eddie and the Cruisers.
Well, I'm going to
Michael
watch this for
Perry.
that reason.
Michael Perry, yeah, Perret or whatever, how you pronounce
Yeah.
it. That's the movie I'm talking about. But I'm gonna watch the final countdown.
Definitely.
Because Doran,
I'm telling you, man,
seen
have
it.
a phone or something with a little speaker with that song queued up. Just every once in a while.
That's fantastic. All right, today's edition of the Morning Disaster has been brought to you by our friends at Recontex. That's Recontex at the corner of 8th and Black. Recontex, where you can get right now you can get a detail for your car, a complete detail, and they're throwing in a steam cleaning and disinfectant as we deal with COVID. You get that at Recontex, 670-1132. Head West Substop. Get a delicious Head West Substop for lunch today. You will not be disappointed. Made on their fantastic sweet French bread, quality meats, great basics, and delicious cookies, brownies. I should not even be thinking about these things, but yet I am. You can get it at Head West, all their different locations, including the original one on West Jefferson. You've got the downtown. You've got the west side location on Robbins Road. You have the northeast side locations up on Denver Drive. You have the location on South 6th Street Road in Southern View, right down from Curve In. And then you've got Jacksonville and Decatur. It's Head West. When you want a great sub, you know you've got to head west. Hendricks Home Furnishings, which is the furniture shop that you need to go to. There's nothing like Hendricks. If you want a quality furniture shopping experience, you would make a huge mistake were you not to visit Hendricks. Take the short drive to Verdon. It is so worth your time. If you're looking for a piece of furniture, I'm telling you, and you've tried the Springfield stores and you don't want to wait a month to get things delivered, or they don't have what you're looking for, do yourself a favor. Go to Verdon, check out Hendricks, and try that shopping experience. And trust me, you will walk away feeling so satisfied that you went down there. Let's also thank Two Men in a Truck, our newest sponsor. Two Men in a Truck, if you're getting ready to move, whether it's your office or your home, no matter what it is, Two Men in a Truck, they are there for you. Check them out online, twomeninatruck.com. Or you can call them 806. Why am I forgetting there? What is the rest of the number? I'm waiting for the scroll. When is the scroll going to? 806-8864, I believe is the number. For Two Men and a Truck.
There it is.
866. Oh, I'm sorry. 866-0864. That's 866-0864. Two Men in a Truck. Core Installation now has your masks, your sanitizer, your gloves. Core Installation has it right now. You can buy it from Corey, and she's got great prices especially if you buy a box of masks, those little portable blue masks, you can get those super cheap, and you'll be protected no matter where you go. You just grab a new mask. It's a great deal. And she's also got sanitizer wipes. Everybody needs those sanitizer wipes. You can get them now from Core Installation, 670-11-1074. All right. It is Core Installation. Why am I forgetting? I'm forgetting everybody's number today for some reason. I don't know what is wrong with me. But yeah, you can call Corey and get those.
It's almost like you need them written down somewhere.
I should have them. Why don't I have the numbers written down? You know why? Because I always just look at the scroll.
Or type out a script.
Yeah, it's 741-1079. By the way, the number for Core Installation is 741-1079. I don't know where these numbers are coming from in my head. And at DTE Technologies, call Rob today at DTE Technologies at 408-0001. That's DTE Technologies. Let Rob become your IT guy for your business, or have him help you save money by switching your phone lines over to IP phone lines. There you go. Those are our wonderful sponsors, and thank you so much, every single one of you. It is Ray Lotto's Morning Disaster. I'm trying to wrap it up somewhat early today so I can get my workout in. And also today, after my workout, I get to go to I'm going to the dermatologist today to tell me.
I hope they get that figured out.
Yeah, to tell me what it is.
Pretty sure it might be some sort of eczema. I'm just saying.
I don't know what it is. All I know is my nose it looks like rosacea.
It could be rosacea.
I think it's what a bunch of drunk guys get.
You get the drunk rosy nose.
But I don't drink.
The big purple. I know. That's so strange.
I don't drink.
My old neighbor had the big purple nose. It's so weird. The broken capillaries. And...
I don't want a dirty old man purple nose.
Drunk nose.
Yeah, I really.
So happy Uncle Alan.
I don't want that. There's got to be something I can do for it. So.
Oh, they'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, they'll tell me today.
I just hope they don't want to put like a shot in it, like stick a needle in it and like pump it full of steroids. Like
I used to have a doctor that gave me a prescription for something, and it was just a daily low dose antibiotic, and it cleared it right up. And then what happened is, I talked about it yesterday. She got promoted, and so the prescription won't refill it anymore, and now it's out of control.
They'll take care of you today, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
If not, we'll just cut it off. That's what I'd say. We'll just cut it off.
That's the key. And the other key is I want to get my hair to look like Rocky's did when he was. I want my hair to look like third grade Rocky's, feathered.
Fourth grade Rocky, right? 9-year-old Rocky.
Fourth grade Rocky's feathered hair, and a member of the DeFranco family. That's the look that I want to achieve as an adult. I want to have that feathered.
Awesome.
I want
Love it.
Feathered hair. Unbelievable. That's what I want. Yeah, I want to get through that. By the way, I want to thank Sean Balint who jumped on. He literally jumped on the show for 20 seconds.
Hey,
is that a record?
Yeah.
Better than 20 minutes.
Yeah, well,
to the end of the show.
Yeah, because usually he would jump on right now and end up delaying my workout.
In spirits.
That's fantastic. Rocky found a picture of Sean Balint. You got any old pictures of me? Nobody has pictures of me. I don't get it. And I was talking to some friends of mine who had pictures of a bunch of us from high school. And I was like, any pictures of me? They're like, no. They're like, no, I don't have any of you. And I'm like, what the hell did I do in life to prevent any pictures of me being taken? Oh, there you go. There's one. Oh, that's a good picture.
Aw.
It's a picture of me and Jimmy. That's a good picture, Rocky. Oh, that makes me sad. Great pic, though. All right, we should probably wrap it up until tomorrow.
No, I don't have any pictures with just you in them.
No, but that picture of Jimmy and I was fantastic. It was.
I got a picture of Mad Dog, but I don't have a picture of you.
How in the hell?
Oh dear.
Well, a picture of you on stage.
I just think it's cool that you have pictures at all. That's fantastic. Yeah,
Oh my God, I've got pictures from Raymond Lytle Day in here from the golf.
Oh wow.
I should have put that in the video.
From '96.
Yeah, Raymond Lytle Day photos.
Yeah, I want one picture where I look good. There's got to be a time. I think there was a time in life around 19 or 20 that I looked pretty good. You see, that just looks.
There you go.
That looks like the back of some fat guy's head.
I don't know what you're writing.
I have no idea.
It's too blurry. I don't know. You're writing something, and I think the picture is supposed to be of you writing it.
Do you guys have pictures where you have of yourself where you go, wow, I look good in this picture? God damn.
Yeah, check this out.
What do you got? Look at little
Yeah.
Doran photos. Good Lord.
In my Garanimals outfit. My Garanimals.
Look
Can
at
you see it, or
you.
is there a glare?
No,
oh,
I
and
can
here's
see
like
it.
1976.
Wow.
That's a cute one.
You have all those old school pictures and stuff?
My mom, yeah, my mom gave me this album not too long ago.
Look at you.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Some of these are kind of hilarious. I don't know if you see that or not.
You see, we had a fire when I was growing up, so all
Aw.
the young pictures are gone. Like there's no pictures of me and my brothers and stuff because well, the fire.
Oh, here's me and my first dog. This was Spotty.
You named a dog Spotty.
I did. Here's Spotty. Yep.
Look
He
at
lived to be 10, and then this woman that had the hots for my dad ran over him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He used to follow us to school, and I guess my mom like threatened her or something, and
Oh
was like,
my
you better blah blah blah. And so she knew the pattern. The dog would come running back home after we all went. He'd walk us to school, and she plowed him over.
So you think are you claiming that this woman was a psycho stalker of your father's and she killed your dog?
Yeah, and she ran over my dog.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure my mom took a sledgehammer to her car, but nobody could prove it.
It's a very interesting life you've led.
Yeah.
That's
we'll
one
see.
of,
Nobody
that's
can
one of
prove
those
anything.
stories. That's one of those Doran stories you hear when you just go, okay, because there seems to be a lot more to unwrap there.
Hey, Rocky and I both have our stories,
Yeah.
you know, allegedly.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we,
Thank
We'll
you so
see.
much for sharing today. Let's wrap it up. We'll come back tomorrow at 8:00. Be back then. You guys are all fabulous today, except for Chamberlain. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
bye, everybody.
You better wake up, sleepyhead, get your fat butt out of bed. There's a man who got up at 4 a.m. just to play you Zeppelin and Pearl Jam. Raymond Lytle is his name. Some have called him just a bit insane. But you may find him a little idiotic. But his is the only morning show you can say has really got it. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. It's Central Illinois, morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. Sean Scott, news and sports. beans running down North Grand in his undershorts. Michelle will dwell on things colored pink and purple. They'll explain why Jim made a remake of that movie called The Black Hole. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. The Central Illinois morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster.
All right, thank you so much for listening today, everybody. That's it for today's show. We'll wrap it up. Be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. with another edition of Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. Stick around. The replay of the audio-only show is going to begin right now. Facebook, stick around for the replay on Facebook in a couple minutes.